This video is going to be another look at the consistent, high-level, aggressive, and just sharp play that Brian Branch put on film in Week 1 against the Chiefs. The biggest test. I mean, really, I know Travis Kelce didn't play, but Brian Branch put out a ton of great plays, great coverage snaps, great tackles, passes defensed. I'm not even going to show the interception. I've already, shown that one, number 1. Number 2, I don't want this video to get copyright hit. I'm sure somebody for the NFL has shown that play from the All-22 angle. So I'm just going to focus on the good coverage snaps and all the things he does in man or zone, the awareness level, the speed. It's almost ridiculous how much talent there is at Alabama. He's man on the point man here. Ball thrown out of bounds. I think Alex Anzalone ends up hitting Mahomes late. Not late. Secondary force player, secondary contain. He guards every type of receiver in this game. It's man. He's running with a smaller, quicker guy. You'll see him against Rashee Rice. I think you see him matched up against Marquez Valdez-Scantling one time. 3rd and 8. There's a mix-up here between him and I think Kirby Joseph. The receivers kind of end up stacked. Now, it's a catch. It goes down as a catch, and they get the first down, so cool for the Chiefs. But the point in showing this, yes, there's a mix-up here, is the athletic ability, the physical ability to actually cover someone. Of course, him and Kirby Joseph got to get straight on who's covering who, but Branch is blanketing his man, number 1. Number 2, he's able to react to the ball. He doesn't make a play on the ball. He's slightly too late, but looks like he has all the skills. The Lions were super fortunate to get this guy where they did. At this point, it's overreactionary for me to say this, but I'll say it anyway. He looks like a guy who should have been drafted 10, 12 spots earlier, if you ask me. Man on Rashee Rice, I believe, underneath, breaks on the ball. Jack Campbell's running through the tight end's face here. It's man. I think it's Jack Campbell. Yeah, he's running through the tight end's face to go get Pacheco. So him and Campbell and Branch are kind of switching in terms of Campbell's going underneath, Branch is going over the top. Because you got so much happening here in terms of receivers running near each other, lines, defenders trying to figure out how to suss this out, not run into each other. He just breaks on the ball well. Everything is there with Brian Branch. He's just incredibly aware, smart. Man on the scramble. I think he's against Sky Moore here. Trips to the field. He's playing nickel. I'm going to be interested to see if at any point during the season, if there's a formation or a situation where Branch ends up playing some high safety and C.J. Gardner-Johnson or Kirby Joseph spins down. Now, both of those guys spent some time, dropping down to the box, playing tight ends. I'm going to be interested to see the film of him. Not saying that I don't think he can. At this point, I think Brian Branch can do everything. He could probably play running back because he can damn sure tackle and cover and, get after the football. This is a touchdown. I think there's a mix-up between C.J. Gardner-Johnson and the DB at the top side, which I think is Jerry Jacobs. Branch is covering the running back man. Now, he sees right now that Mahomes is looking that side. So he's playing his man, but he's also waiting for Mahomes to throw the football so he can break. And at this point, he's got a half a step late breaking on the ball. He knows where the ball's going now. Not able to get there. Touchdown to Rashee Rice. Like I said, C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Jerry Jacobs seem to have a mix-up there. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, one of my favorite football players, so no way, shape, or form am I criticizing him. I did think there was 3 plays in the game where he ended up a little bit out of position, but Branch on this, he's kind of getting rubbed into another defender, another guy playing man, 3rd and 5. I think Chris Collinsworth was correct that the Lions did play a lot of zone at times. But, I mean, as you can see from these cut-ups, they're playing man often as well. I thought they did a really nice job of being versatile in what coverages they called. You can only do that because of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch. Those guys are versatile enough to do all those things. And they're good enough coverage-wise against receivers and tight ends to be able to, allow Aaron Glenn to show man looks and play zone, show zone and play man, or just show you up front. Okay, we're playing man, and we're going to get after you. Reactions in zone coming downhill. Everything's there. If you're a Lions fan, you really don't need me to tell you about how good Brian Branch is. He showed it in the preseason, the limited amount that he did play, and he certainly showed it on Thursday Night Football. The Chiefs are the ultimate test in terms of 11 personnel spread stuff, being creative and attacking your weakness, wherever your weakness is. And Brian Branch is part of obviously flipping that game around. Again, I'm not showing you the interception. Showed it in another video. A bunch right B. He's basically covering the guy out in the flats and then breaking on the ball as it's thrown to the backside tight end. I think this ended the Chiefs' first possession of the third quarter. The very next possession, I think, is when Branch, on a somewhat similar play to Kadarius Toney, was breaking on the ball in the exact same manner he's breaking here. Only this time, as you can see, Branch is carrying a man out into the flats, but has eyes on the quarterback. He's just one of those guys who can do that extremely well, probably because of 4 years spent at Alabama, maybe 5 if he redshirted, I'm not sure. Playing their cover 7, their match cover 7 rules, and being able to match routes and look at the quarterback and break on the ball when it's thrown. Another instance of bunch. He's going to fold inside. It's a trap play. Pretty cool seeing a lot more teams run trap. Of course, the Lions offense under Ben Johnson obviously runs trap, but he defeats the block of the wide receiver, meaning he gets underneath of the block by the receiver. The receiver's going to try to pin him down, let the trap block go off of the receiver's backside. In this case, Branch folds down on the motion, so he's underneath of the blocking scheme of Toney, and he's able to make the tackle. He certainly looks big enough and strong enough to make tackles at the point of attack. He's not an inside linebacker, but he damn sure looked like one on that play. All right, back to the first play. Look, you let me know if you're as impressed with Brian Branch as I am. Just watching from the outside, being a Ravens fan, but covering more Lions content this year because they're an exciting team and a team that I did a lot of content on last year at the end of the season and in the offseason. They got everything they needed in Brian Branch. And then signing C.J. Gardner-Johnson. It's almost filthy how rich they are at safety. If you're a Lions fan, let me know if that's how it feels. Because, as a Ravens fan, we've got Marlon Humphrey hurt right now, and then Marcus Williams, who's a fantastic safety, free safety, half-field safety, can do it all. He's going to be out for a long time, possibly with a torn pec, maybe getting surgery. You're filthy rich at safety there in Detroit. And hopefully all those guys stay healthy, namely Brian Branch, because the guy is incredible and I think makes everybody else kind of fit into their role because Brian Branch can do a little bit of everything. Appreciate you guys' time. If you enjoy the video, please let me know in the comments section. If you think other Lions fans or Alabama fans or people who know Brian Branch might enjoy this, commentary and film study video, please consider grabbing a link to this content, sharing it out on social media to help this video get more reach.